Okay, good morning, everybody. Live at the new place, play some Izzet Phoenix. We continue our journey playing Shredder in all formats and all decks all the times, but quickly becoming one of my favorite cards to play with. I think this is obviously a pretty clear shell to play it in, is the Pioneer Izzet Phoenix deck. We may make some changes over the course of the day, but it's felt like a pretty safe way to play the deck. I think pretty clearly I'm playing Shredder over Thing in the Ice. I don't really think you want to play Shredder and Thing in the Ice. I think at that point you have too many creatures. This deck really needs to be almost all lands, instant sorceries, then a couple creature payoffs, including, of course, Arclight Phoenix. Shredder, of course, gives you another discard for Arclight Phoenix. And one other nice thing that Shredder does, I think, is lets you play the 5th Delve spell. And I'm playing the 3rd Temporal Trespass instead of the 3rd Cruise. It's possible you want to do that. It's possible to play the 3rd Cruise to Trespass, but I really do think that the strength of the Phoenix deck is setting up for the Iteration Trespass combo. Iteration is also lootable to the Shredder, so it's possible that this is a card you want to play like 3 copies of, maybe over like the 4th Pieces. Pieces is kind of broken though, so still trying to figure that out. You also get access to the new red removal spell, Strangle, a card I haven't cast yet, but I'm kind of excited to. Just jamming the full 4 instead of a split of anything, just trying to get a feel for the card. And then sideboard is, I think, yeah, kind of, I'm trying to build it pretty clean as I could. I see a lot of Phoenix lists playing like a lot of like 1 and 2 ofs, but I really wanted to play like the 4 copies of Dispute for blue, white, blue, red, and Lotus Field, Crackling Drake for Rest in Peace decks mostly. It might also bring in this against Mono Green, where the flyers are really good. Fries for Thing in the Ice, Div Mizzet, Winota. Angers for mostly Winota, Mono Green. Aether Gust for Winota, Mono Green. Tablet for Mono Red. Yep, I guess we can get going. Would this deck need Graveyard Hate? I don't think so, no. This is not modern, where like the only way you could, for a deck like this to beat like Dredge is to have access to Graveyard Hate. I think for the most part, like you're okay being like the Graveyard based combo deck, and you don't really need Graveyard Hate in Pioneer. And like, yeah, I think you more so need to think about your specific matchups rather than do I need Graveyard Hate. Shredder also helps you beat Rest in Peace, which I think is really important. Thing of the Ice did that too, but Shredder's probably a little bit better at that. What are those paintings? Yeah, that's I've got the Mark Poole basic island, and then this is the original Him to Turok. I'm blanking on the artist's name, but I met her at the last SCG con. I bought the Him to Turok print. 5 Delve spells seems super greedy. Well, I maybe you just tuned in, but the idea is that Ledger Shredder lets you play the 5th Delve spell, both being able to loot away extra Delve spells and filling up the graveyard faster. Is the theory that you, like, without Shredder you should play 4, with Shredder you can play 5. That doesn't feel super greedy to me. I could be wrong, but super greedy feels like an exaggeration. Alright, let's keep this hand. Do I want to lead on Consider, or am I going to want to hold that for the Shredder? I think I will go ahead and shock the Steam Vents and just give myself the option to either play Axe or Consider here. I would definitely lighting Axe Mana Alpha turn 1. Morning, Simon. Are there a lot of creature decks in Pioneer? Yeah, the format is mostly creature decks even, I'd say. Yeah, let's hold the Consider for the Shredder. Shredder having 3 toughness is also a really big game in this format. Obviously now Strangle exists, but a lot of the removal just deals 2 damage, so this card is like pretty hard to kill. I do math for 2 months, appreciate you. Any updates to Modern Band Control I can see somewhere? In the Stream Decker I played it pretty recently just with the Triome. I feel like I would probably like to do a bit more than just make that one change. Ooh. I think I have to graveyard this. Okay. Can actually maybe get a Phoenix back here. Okay, not anymore. Looking for a land, though. Missed on the land. But we get to attack for 2. We have a Phoenix in the yard. Is Blue-Red Goldspan deck not good? I think I'm like 8-2 with that deck overall. I haven't been playing it because a new set came out, so I'm just trying to play with the new cards. But I like that deck a lot. I do wish I had played more with it. Obviously, the move and everything is kind of interfering with the amount of Magic I would like to play. Me and Lizzie with the 19 months, thank you. But I'm of the opinion that the deck's good. Me and Liz with 19 months, Turnpike with the 11 months. I had a dream last night about a potential improvement to my stream. What was the potential improvement? Alright, and then Shredder lets me lets me loot away the Phoenix. That's pretty nasty. 3-5. Holy guac. Okay, discard Treasure Cruise. Okay, let's iteration here. Hand, Phoenix, bottom, exile. Oh, it's awkward that I'm not getting to play my Canal this turn, actually. It's gonna have to be fine. I could also Strangle my own Shredder. That seems fine. Just get a Connive. Now I have 3 Phoenixes in the yard. So if I can bring back my Phoenixes next turn, we're gonna be winning the game. Zaba with the 5 months, Iceman with the 20. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for the congrats. Narset. Well, did I just like use my Strangle? It is true we could probably just kill this with the Shredder. Like, this card is really hard for them to kill. I think that's gonna be the line. And then I could potentially go Galvanic Iteration Treasure Cruise here. If this is wrong, I don't think I'd like to be right. Guess I have to exile the iteration, that's fine, I think. Alright. Shredder seemed pretty good there, huh? So I think we're playing its blue-red control, it seems. Not sure exactly what my sideboard plan is. I think I want to cut these Strangles for disputes. And Crackling Drake's not that good against Narset. They should be bringing in removal spells that can actually hit it. It's probably okay. Can you play Shredder in Modern without Bobble? Potentially, but I feel like almost all Shredder decks will want Bobble, so I'm not saying that you can't do that, but if you are going to do it, you have to have like a pretty good reason. Maybe I want to cut the 4th Lightning Axe. 3 is probably a good number. Is Strangle better than Lightning Axe against Narset? I guess that's true. Axe kills Thing in the Ice and Niv Visit, though, which are both pretty important. So maybe we could do something like a 2-2 split. I feel like I want the 3rd Axe, though. We could cut the 3rd Charm. We also have Dispute for Narset, actually. Cutting Cruise makes sense. Eliza, thank you for the 17 months. How's the new house? Did everything go well? New house is good. Not everything went well, of course. But it's you know, it's getting smoother. I think I'll cut the 4th pieces. Isn't thinking that's better than Shredder, especially against Winota. I'm not of the opinion that it is. I think Shredder is kind of busted. Shredder, I don't know if you just tuned in. Shredder was pretty sick this first game. I guess we'll keep this hand. But at the very least, you know, give me some time with the card. I've been liking Shredder a lot here. Shredder is like pretty busted in this deck. I also think that, like, you know, this deck is more so a maybe I should have waited, or should I just immediately cast the Axe? Okay, I'm gonna Axe. I don't know if I'm discarding Trespass or Cruise. I mean, I've got 2 Cruise and only 1 Trespass. So this is actually, there's actually not natural light. It's just the ring light's like it's like kind of positioned a little differently. The new Kendrick. I didn't know that the new album was out. I'm like pretty excited to hear that. Dude, they reversaled my pieces. It's pretty great. And they hit Anger of the Gods, Collective Defiance. Okay, the good news about this is like these are 2 cards you can play around. Yeah, you can't play Thing in the Ice and Shredder. Like, that's just too many. Ooh, good, great draw. I think that's too many creatures at that point. Come on, resolve, resolve. Okay, I can't dispute that. I think we still have Iteration and Cruise in our hand. We're not doing too bad. Just 1 song? Okay. I'm not in a huge rush. I always like to not, you know, get too hyped and then blow it out of proportion. Just enjoy it, you know. I kind of like to wait until I'm in like a certain mood to listen to albums I'm really hyped for. So hand, bottom, exile. Kirk with the 2 months, thank you, thank you. There's a chance I like can maybe like put a Phoenix in the yard this turn. I would have to like, I mean, I guess I would have to hit a looting spell right now and cast it right now, which just seems unlikely. For which pairing do you want Tableau of the Guilds? You want that match, you want the card against mono red aggro specifically. Kirk with the 2 months and Green Linen with the 20. I've made here in a while. New place, yes, new place. Me and my partner has to move this weekend. And everything is basically taking forever, but it's starting to come along. Catfish with the 19 months. I invited the 19 months as well. Love to see that. 2 of the same Link 3 subs back to back. Thank you, T-Node. How'd the challenge go Saturday? Not that well, to be honest. Okay, we've already cast 2 spells, so no conniving. But if they cast a spell back here, we get to connive the Phoenix into the yard. I mean, it went okay. We were like 4-0 in leagues. I think we dropped at 3-2. Maybe it was 2-2. We got like I got like a decent time streamed. I think I did like 3 or 4 hours, which is all I really cared about because I wasn't able to stream the 2 days before, and I was going kind of crazy. Okay, Collective Defiance, kill my Shredder, but then we get to start off the turn next turn with a cruise. Beardman, the 6 months. Thank you, thank you. No cards in the yard currently care about being there. Love to draw a Shredder. Yeah, I think I'll just start off with the cruise. Beardman with the 6 months. Biz the 6 and Timo with the 17. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, we cast the Consider. Definitely Graveyard the Phoenix. And then we're kind of stuck here. I could just pass. I could cast the Iteration just to put a Phoenix in the yard. It doesn't seem great. Let me just cast a Phoenix, I think. I know they have an Anger in their hand, but I would kind of rather them Anger just 1 Phoenix instead of 2. Legend Shredder, but I think the Ice. I think, I mean, yeah, they're definitely, every card is different. Thinking the Ice is, you know, a very powerful card, obviously. But I am of the opinion that overall Shredder is going to give you more wins than Thing does. So 4, 7, yeah. Yeah, we're going to need some cantrips here, I think. Alright. So if I want to... I can go Iteration, 2 mana, and then if I delve over the Galvanic Iteration with Trespass, I get to take an extra turn. But I don't get my thing in the my Phoenix back. I get to take 2 extra turns. I don't necessarily have too much going on after that. I have to exile my Iteration. I think I'm okay here just to wait. I've got a, you know, I'm kind of weak to land plus Narset here specifically. That's fine. We've got some Lightning Axes. Okay, let me dispute this, and then things are going to be looking a lot better for next turn. So yeah, I guess I should be axing next turn to get my Phoenix back. So we go Opt first. Draw Opt. Axe discard Phoenix. And then I have to get rid of the Iteration. I think that's fine. But I'm going to get to take 2 extra turns here. And get attack with 2 Phoenixes. Seems like this should be... This is 18 damage. So they have to have like a Flameless Bolt or they're going to be losing. Alright, we win. Got a deck tech for Mac. Awesome. Johnny with the 23 months. Appreciate you. Is Dimulich not a consistent mode? This is Pioneer. And Pioneer, I think Dimulich is not very good since you don't have access to any 0 mana spells. But in Modern, I still like Dimulich. Alright, undefeated. Shredder didn't show up this game. It did win us game 1 though. Mulliganing the no-lander. Keep this, put back Trespass. Okay. I like the Mentors in the sideboard. I feel like I may be inclined to play like third Mentor over the Jace. I'm also not sure exactly what matchup the Wandering Emperor is for. I do like the idea of a couple Spell Pierce in the sideboard, maybe over the Go Blanks. I feel like Go Blank is way better in like the decks that are just like more mid-rangey and grindy, where Go Blank is like, I feel like a card that like you're gonna cast it, then you're just not gonna be able to combo off, and then your opponent will be able to rebuild pretty easy. That's kind of my my guess with that card. Beyond that, yes, I think I'd like to see something like cut the Jace, cut the Wandering Emperor, 2 Spell Pierce, no Go Blank, 3rd Monastery Mentor, and then like maybe 3rd Dovin's Veto. I do like that card a lot. Ledger Shredder, Soul Flare, those are words for sure. There's maybe something there. I'm maybe like not a biggest fan of Soul Flare as a lot of some other players are, but maybe. Cast the Opt now, obviously. Guess we should. Alright, love that card. Temporal Trespass, also playable in Modern. I've kind of messed around with it a little bit in Brews, and I honestly haven't found I feel like a great home for it. Alright, Pieces is pretty busted. We'll take Consider Opt. And then we'll probably just cast these 3 cards next turn. Set up for at least 1 Phoenix back, likely 2. 6 looks like the second one in the yard. Oh, Hearse is actually pretty obnoxious. Okay, thankfully they tap this now, so if I find a second Phoenix, they're not going to be able to get rid of it. I'm going to stick to the plan of holding these. I think I should cast these first. Well, I'm going to keep on a Shredder. Already casted my first spell. Draw that. Alright, looking to find a Phoenix. We missed, but we've got a lot of cards in the we've got a lot of cards in the graveyard. I think I'll just take Iteration Trespass. They're only exiling 2 cards a turn. Next turn we can go Iteration Trespass, put 2 turns on the stack. Shredder. When Aspiringspike does a deck tech, I envision the scene from Beautiful Mind, all the numbers floating around. It's not quite that impressive. What do you think of Modern Phoenix Shredder? So I get this. I've been getting this question a ton. I think that you do not really want to play Shredder in Modern Phoenix, where the big draw I think to Modern Phoenix is you get to be a deck that's very resilient to removal. You lose that ability. When you play Shredder, and so you lose like your kind of main strength. Not saying it would be like terrible, but I think it's not correct. Foldy, thank you for 2 months. Appreciate you. I think they misclicked on their iteration. I think they double-clicked the Shreddle on accident. Alright, land. We have 2 extra turns. Alright, Shredder, I think. Makes a lot of sense here. It's kind of likely they've got some removal, but we'll see. Alright, next turn. Okay. Let me start off with the pieces. Phoenix in the graveyard. So I think I'll cast an Iteration. I get to loot another Phoenix into the graveyard. Connive. Hands. Bottom. Exile. Phoenixes are coming back. I think we top this. Just one more look at the 4th Phoenix. Keep that though. How's sleep going? I've slept really well the last 2 nights, so just had those first rough couple nights. Thank you for asking. Foldy Hold again, thank you for the 2 months, appreciate you. Thoughts on Disruption Protocol and Blue-White Control. Disruption Protocol. Let me, what's the text on that card again? Portable Hole Concede. Well, I don't know what my opponent's doing. I'm kind of assuming some Grease Fang card. It can summon exclamation point card, Disruption Protocol. Thank you. Additional cards can play a spell, tap, untap artifact, or pay 1. It's pretty good with exactly Portable Hole. I would maybe like to have like one other enabler. It's kind of a cute idea. So I think they're probably gonna have a lot of graveyard hate, so I'm kind of interested in playing the Crackling Drakes, cutting the 4th Delve or 5th Delve spell. Maybe 4th Strangle. I don't know if they're gonna be having a lot of removal. Thank you, Spoke. Thank you for the 27 months and the congrats. Is Pioneer misspelling the title intentional? No, it's not intentional. Oops. Probably can't mulligan this. Yeah, Shredder is great. I'm kind of surprised there's been as much Shredder doubt this morning as there has been. Like, I think this card is like I don't even feel like it's this much of a conversation. I think the card is going to replace Sting in the Ice and Phoenix. I think it's going to be a big upgrade for the deck too. Top Deck Lance, the 11 months, appreciate you. I'll keep that. And Terrific with the 14 months, thank you as well. Yeah, so it looks like they are playing Grease Fang, and they do discard a Parhelion, so we'll see if they have Grease Fang here. Alright, just thought season this turn. Am I still a fan of Shredder and Murktide? Yeah, I do. I am. I'm not sure like the exact numbers there, of course. I think it's kind of tricky to figure out any of these numbers, to be honest, but I'd like it. I think the line has got to be pieces this turn. Okay, Lightning Axe, Temporal Trespass. We could also take Iteration and Trespass and hope that we can combo off. That seems pretty good. I mean, I could also just let the Iteration get milled over. Do I play Draft sometimes? Yeah, I like Draft a lot. I don't ever really stream it because people come to here for constructed content and brews. But I do play it. Like I said with the window background, yeah, I never wanted to have the window in the background. The setup was just like put together at 2 a.m. because I couldn't sleep last time. Okay, discard Mending. It's likely to change some more. Like I'm gonna paint the walls. I'm gonna maybe like try to figure out the background a bit more. But just a lot to do around the house. I mean, if they still haven't found Grease Fang, we're gonna be in great shape. I mean, they're thinking. Okay, they have the Grease Fang. They hit me for it's 13, right? And then they could discard the Parhelion with their Mending next turn. How does Strangle compare to Fire Impulse? Is Narset the reason you hit Planeswalkers? Yeah, Narset is the reason to hit Planeswalkers. I think that's like the whole idea behind wanting to play Strangle instead. Impulse is definitely way better against Grease Fang. You also have Lightning Axe for Grease Fang. But to be honest, like I mostly just kind of try to play with the new card and like see if this is like really where we want to be. So like ideally I'd really like to be able to just survive this turn and get to take an extra turn next turn, but I don't actually think that that's possible. I think I need the extra mana. So while I'm not feeling like I'm very likely. Oh wait, I thought I had enough. No, I'm one short. Okay, I think I messed up. I need to probably hit like double Lightning Axe off this or Strangle Lightning Axe. It's gonna go to game 3. Incoming Dad with the 5 months, thank you so much. Mr. Win with the 5 months as well. Or they could have Modern Lotus Field for 2 Wandering Emperor just to test. 1 March, 1 Ending. That's probably fine, yeah. Could maybe cut like the 4th Solitude. I'm not of the opinion that Wandering Emperor is probably that good there, though. Okay, so we're there for sure, Greasefang. Let me play Fries over these Strangles and then click Submit. Was Light ever expressive in hopes of a Lightning Axe? Yeah. We should have done that first. I thought I had exactly enough to Trespass, but I miscounted. We got 2 cantrips. I'm gonna keep this. Can't you take Phoenix then opt for Axe? I didn't have a... I thought it was light on red mana, but maybe you're actually right. How has Strangle been performing in other matchups? I've liked it. I mean, it's like, you know, not super different from a lot of these other cards. But like killing Narset, I think is just like the reason to play this one, and I don't think it's necessarily too deep. Yeah, I know that we could get this into play untapped, which is actually maybe better because of the pieces, but maybe I want an Iteration next turn. Maybe I want to hold up Fry. Oh, they got their own Shredder, which Fry does kill. Could keep the Canal. I think I'll Graveyard it. So it'll be kind of close what we want to do next turn. I sort of think I should have played the Hull this turn. Yeah, let me just pieces. Alright, Izzet Charm pieces into the hands. Not necessarily the best, but just filling up the yard is pretty good. Next turn I can 1-mana cruise if I want to. Probably won't want to. How did the Modern Challenge end up? We ended up like 3-2 or 2-2 dropping. We lost to like a mono green Tron draw that was like just, you know, very good at top decking. Alright, go blank, very good. I guess I'll discard Cruise Izzet Charm probably. No attacks. Probably a misclick. I forgot we get to let them connive with this. So if they discard Parhelion, we're kind of toast. Yeah, that was a big mistake, actually. My first time playing this matchup. But maybe they don't have the Greasefang, huh? Probably have it. Yeah. Yeah, it's not me. First time playing this matchup. It's gonna be some weird dynamics. That being said, I'm not necessarily just dead, but I'm definitely not doing very well here. Smooch of the 14 months, appreciate you. So I have to kill 2 creatures this turn. I do have the Fry and the Lightning Axe to do so. Then I have to kill this next turn too. Is it ever right to Iteration here and try to find a land? I think it is. I think it is. This is actually fine. I have I just need to find a land and I get to cast both these on my opponent's turn. That has to be a red land, I guess. So I'm gonna wait till combat because there is actually a chance that they want to use their mana to. They want to use their mana to loot away their Parhelion, which is not what happens. What am I discarding here? Probably the Temporal Trespass. I do have this Galvanic Iteration in my yard, though. I could discard the Iteration, and I could set up for Trespass plus Flashback. It's kind of close. It's almost close. I'm not sure. I think this is probably fine. Smooch? They go to 14 months. Pioneer in the new house. Yeah, I'm casting it this way because if they have a counter spell, like maybe they counter the axe, or they don't counter this and they just kind of try to counter the axe. But they have a counter spell and we lose. We need to find another piece of removal next turn. Yeah, but the pieces is like really likely to do that. Obviously, like the big mistake was killing the Shredder on our turn. Let's keep this. They mulled a 6. I'm just gonna hear them on the stream. Yeah, maybe I'll schedule it to come during the stream or something. I'm gonna have to hire mowers for the first couple weeks, I think. Haunted Ridge. Opt. It's kind of close. I think I like getting the Phoenix here when I've got the Lightning Axe in my hand. Is there a big Pioneer event coming up, or just switching things up for fun? They announced that the Pro Tour is coming back, and the Pro Tour format's going to be Pioneer. There's also the DreamHack Dallas event, which I believe is... It qualifies you for the Pro Tour, and I believe that that is Pioneer as well. Right, could probably play this as a blue source. Can you give an explanation of why Shredder is better than Phoenix? Phoenix and Shredder are both in this deck. I don't know if it's... Do you mean better than Thing in the Ice? I did like a longer deck tech at the beginning of the stream. Maybe you could watch them and, you know, form your own opinion as well. But, you know, Thing in the Ice is like particularly good against Mono Green and Winota. Shredder is also good in both those matchups, being a big flying creature. But Shredder filters through your deck a ton. It lets you play a fifth Delve spell pretty well. It lets you be more all in on your like Phoenix Delve Trespass combo. Shredder is also just amazing. Like I know that people are still, it's a new card. People are always like pretty hesitant to embrace the new cards. I'm gonna I think hold the Cruise for next turn. So it's actually so bad if they thought to use the Cruise. People are always like really hesitant to embrace new cards, but Ledger Shredder is an amazing card. It is, I really think, going to be an absolute staple in this archetype. The looting obviously fits so well here. It just, I just really feel like the card is a big upgrade to Thing in the Ice. Does Demi-Lich not make the kind of Pioneer version? I think Demi-Lich is much worse with no 0 mana spells. Okay, we'll see if they put the new Lord Xander into play here. That'd be pretty cool. They do. Okay, so this card, when it enters the battlefield, I discard half the cards in my hand rounded down. So cruising into this was pretty bad. However, my opponent next turn is going to attack, and they're going to mill half of my library, which is actually pretty good for me. So I need to discard 3 cards. So I think I'm discarding Charm, Strangle. Could discard the Iteration, but I kind of need to keep it in the hand. Can maybe try to find a land and flash it back. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing, Seeker. Thank you for the advice. Okay, so next turn, if my opponent attacks, we're going to be in really good shape. If they attack and like don't Thought Seize me. Yeah, maybe they just don't attack. Xander seems pretty good. I've been thinking about the Xander deck a little bit. There's like 2 3-mana vampires I really like, and I would want to build the deck Grixis, I think. But I haven't sat down to put it together. Maybe sometime this week. Yeah, I like the one that makes a devil and has haste. Like the one that you can ponder with, basically. Okay, looks like we're going to be in pretty good shape despite getting Xandered. Flashback Iteration, and then Trespass. Trigger 2 Shredders. I'm not getting... my Phoenix is back this turn, but I'm pretty likely to next turn. Dude, another Trespass. It's pretty good. So 2 extra turns floating. Yeah, I think the Olivia is an interesting option as well. I don't know how many you want to play. I'm trying to figure it out. We've done some deck techs for it too. Yeah, we can just pieces this first turn here. Then take Opt Consider so we can get our Phoenixes back. Okay, they just concede. Awesome. Feeling pretty good. We did that game 1 too, or match 1. Don't have a lot of side. I think one thing I've found about like the black base decks in Pioneer is like there's really like people have like disputes and Aether Gusts and like anti-red cards. There's like not that many good anti-black sideboard cards, but maybe that's because black is kind of like I don't know. It's fine color. I think my mic is slightly peaking sometimes. The new setup. What does peaking mean? Clipping, okay. Clipping means like stuttering in and out. Slight distortion. Not sure why. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to sideboard. Too loud, okay. And maybe I'm a bit closer to the mic than I usually am. Yeah, maybe the room is a bit bigger too. Not much bigger than the old room. Tomorrow I have a modern tournament. I want to play one of your obelisks, which is better Black Red or Smallpox version. I have a Black Red did a little bit better. Smallpox also performed well. I've only played one league with the Black Red version. Kind of early to tell, maybe. Okay, Kalidas. Let's iteration. Awesome. So hand iteration, bottom, exile, play this. Lighting Axe, loot away the Phoenix, trigger the Shredder. Probably just gonna loot away the Steam Vents here. We get to kill the Soaring. Very good turn for us. Yeah, in the red-black sack list on the Stream Decker, I'd recommend going down 1 Underdog plus 1 Ob, which probably would help you fill your I want to play Ob dreams. Could slam the Crackling Drake. I think that would be fine, but we have a good chance to get a Phoenix back if we iteration here. Awesome. And then I suppose that we consider before strangling. Okay, discard second Strangle. Do I want to keep a Lightning Axe? I think I'll just graveyard it. They, with the blood token, loot away a blood crypt. Voldaren Estate. Yeah, like I mentioned, I wanted to play some of the Grixis vampires in this deck besides Lord Xander, and you have three Grixis fixers, so I think it is actually pretty doable. Okay, let's take the turn off, I guess, to play the Crackling Drake, and then we can opt second main to trigger the Shredder. Yes, Kirkin, yes. Got time and $10. Probably would loot away the iteration there, but just pack it in. Alright, that matchup seemed fine. We're currently 2-1. Did kind of punt away match number 2, to be honest. But you know, nothing seems like horribly out of place besides like just like the sagas. And I would do some digging in the Stream Decker and take a look there. But I do think that this is a big enough tension to not. I'm gonna play those two cards together. And I don't know that there's really too much else to talk about here. Thinking the Ice is insane versus Winota Mono Green. The entire archetype of Izzet Charm. Realize I'm thinking the Ice. Why play Phoenix without it? Phoenix is already good against Mono Green. I think one thing that maybe people don't realize is you have a lot of removals for the cheap creatures. The flyers are really good against them. Your Time Walk combo is really good against them. You already have a good matchup against them. And so it's like you know, thinking the Ice makes your good matchups better and your bad matchups worse. But also like people keep going, why play Phoenix without thinking the Ice? It's because Ledger Shredder is better in my opinion. It's a better 2-mana threat. Ledger Shredder is also really good against Mono Green and Winota. The flying creatures are good against them. Okay, I'll cast the iteration here. Yeah, great, very well put. Shredder, both a threat and an enabler. It's just like pretty absurd. Is there Delver and Pioneer? There is. I actually think it's pretty good. Yeah, and it also loots cards away for Delve. And yeah, the card is just like such a good fit here. What's my opinion on Shredder and Izzet Dragons? I'm not sure. I was thinking about that. Like, I wasn't really of the opinion I wanted to play many more creatures in that deck, and obviously it being not a dragon is an issue. So, but I also do think it's an issue to just not play a blue-red deck to play a blue-red deck that doesn't play Shredder. So I don't know. All right, up a game against mono green. Gonna bring in the Gusts and the Angers, I think. And then we can probably cut like 2 pieces, second cruise, 1 iteration, 1 expressive iteration. I think I like the Izzet Charms. I'm not sure. This seems fine, at least. This seems fine. 1 trespass. I feel like the trespasses are really good against them, though. I feel like the trespass plan is like kind of how you turn the corner in this matchup. This is a 19 land deck. Yep. Yeah, you can afford to be pretty land light because you just have so much card selection. Alright, let's hold up the Izzet Charm, can counter Karn, maybe just opt end of turn if we don't need to use it. Old Growth Troll, okay, that's fine. Do I want to kill the Elvish Mystic, or do I want to cast the Opt? I think I'll kill the Elvish Mystic. Regretting killing the Elvish Mystic. Alright, hand a Shredder, bottom, exile Canal, play Canal. Likely to hold the Opt to trigger the Shredder next turn. We'll see what happens. The majority of blue and red this weekend to play no Shredder. Do you think people are slow to adapt? There's not enough room in the deck. I think there is definitely room in the deck for some number of Shredders. I also saw one person top 8 with Shredder on Sunday, I think. Yeah, but I mean, yeah. People are always slow to adapt. I think that the first weekend is like usually not like the best indicator. It's also like it's not like Murktide without Shredder is unreasonable. That deck's always been a good deck in the format, you know. I'll discard the Canal. The Axe is kind of interesting against the Troll. I don't think I'm that scared of the Troll though. Alright, flooding out a little bit. Next turn we can potentially go Shredder Anger, but we might not have anything to kill. You know, I think it's very much the case that in Murktide... Graham, thank you for the raid. Thank you to all the Grammars. I think it's very much the case that Shredder and Phoenix, like, is very clearly a playable card in the deck, in my opinion. It's also very clearly, like, fine to not include it. Like, both directions are reasonable. And finding the best, like, 75 will take time. Alright, falling a little bit behind here. See what we find on the top of our library. A Consider. I think I like Shredder plus Anger this turn. It's kind of close. It's kind of close. The Op sets us up kind of well for next turn. This, like, at least kills the forest. And then my 2/4 Shredder blocks their 3/3. Oh, wait, hold on. I guess I need to make sure that this one becomes a 2/4. So I'll discard the Otawara here, and then I have to discard a spell to the second one. Alright, I guess we discard Iteration. And gonna... Oh no! What am I... Oh, that's sorry. That's so dumb. I need to discard double spell. Sorry, so dumb. I haven't been playing Magic all weekend. I've been moving. Deck for Cody. Hayek, Ragavan, Devoted Druid, Planeswalker Accomplice. A lot going on here, huh? 4 Karn, 4 Vivian, 4 Red and 6. So I historically really dislike Karn in these like creature-based mana dork decks where it's like you're just like it's so easy to disrupt. It's so easy for Karn to be like unprotectable, undisruptible, or very disruptible. I've definitely not been very impressed by Karn in these kinds of decks in the past. Okay, I think we put back the Strangle. So that's I don't think I would be building this deck with Karn the Great Creator. I'm also not a big fan of Lightning Bolt. I would play Prismatic Ending over Bolt if I wanted a removal spell. I don't know that you necessarily want a removal spell in this deck that much. This is not, you know, 2014 where every red deck just plays Lightning Bolt. What happens if you draw Karmic Guide in the Vivian decks? So then you're probably not comboing. Then you're probably not comboing. I know that Karn grabs Luxior, but it's just like so slow and easy to disrupt. I really dislike Karn in these decks. You get to open up your sideboard too, which is nice. Yeah, I feel like I'd be like cutting the Karns, playing the full 4 copies of Seasoned Pyromancer, playing like 4 copies of Eldarmer's Call, 0 Lightning Bolts, and then potentially like 2 Stoneforge Mystics to grab your Luxior. That could be potentially good. Or like 1 Stoneforge Mystic as an Eldarmer's Call target. I know that's also kind of slow, but just as a 1 copy doesn't cost you that much. And then you get to play like at least 3 Veil of Summers in the sideboard. You get to play like Wear Tear. You get to play probably not Postmortem Lunge, but maybe Postmortem Lunge. Okay, so they get to flashback the Storm of the Festival here. Right, kind of like a lot of loose thoughts, but that's the direction I would go building this deck. At least in the 60 card version. What is this attack? Why are they attacking like this? I don't think they realize this is a 3-5. I think I just get to. I think this. I'm just getting to eat the Nykthos for free. Yeah, I think they just punted. So I punted, they punted. Yeah, I did see Titty Pills. Sorry, what's the breach list? I did see it. I liked it. Because our hand Phoenix, bottom exile. Oh my gosh. What a perfect hit. Still not, you know, super duper live necessarily. But I get 2 Phoenixes back. So I'm going to attack the Nissa here, I think. I also need to top deck pretty well. They can, if they block the Stredger, they just bounce off. So they're going to eat a Phoenix. The Nissa dies. Presumably. Okay, they're going to block like this. Yeah, I don't think that... Okay, so they're going to block like this to keep the Nissa around. Yeah, I know they have... I know it has reach. I know it has reach. I know it has reach. I have to attack still. Big draw step. I have 3 cards in the yard. This costs 11 mana. I have 6 mana, so I only have 9. If a Phoenix dies, I'm still 1 short. Yeah, they have exactly enough to flashback the Storm the Festival if I leave them with either Planeswalker. But I think I'm just still going to kill the Nissa. Just cast a Phoenix post-combat, pass. Obviously not as good as I wanted it to be. Sideways in the 7 months, thank you. They put Elvish Mystic in their hand, which actually I think that they should not. They should have thought more because they could have flashback Storm the Festival with 3/3 plus 4. Now they're 1 mana short of casting Storm the Festival. Sideways, thank you for the 7 months and massive not 5. Is this 10 to flashback? It is 10. So they're just gonna layer up the Hydra. But this is kind of okay. This doesn't have trample. I get to block like this, and take 4. And I'm not, you know, I'm actually in pretty good shape. Like, hold on. Yeah, I have 4 cards in my yard. I just get to go Temporal Trespass, and then kill them with the Hall of the Storm Giants next turn. Neither player played this game very well. But we are 3-1, huh? Trainer with the 14 months, appreciate ya. Mass of the 5 months is Ledger Shredder is ass a bit yet? Yeah, it's been a pretty common comment so far. Is Trespass actually stock? Yeah, Temporal Trespass is pretty standard, and I didn't like. That's not my innovation. Opinion. Without the Thing in Dice, those are still good matchups. So I like, and then Shredder is good in literally every single other matchup. So I don't think it's a great argument to want to play Thing in the Ice and just make your good matchups better. Might be too slow on the draw here against Winota, we'll see. But also, Thing of the Ice would likely be too slow against Winota here too. Does this mean you're off Anvil just trying to Shredder? Yeah, I'm never on one deck specifically for a format. This is something I think that basically every viewer comes in, they see I'm playing a cool deck in a format, and then they see me switching and think I'm off a deck. I'm just always on the stream trying to do new things, trying to tune lists, innovate. Always here trying to do new things. I'm never like really like truly on or off a list. I think the Anvil deck is like one of the best decks in the whole format though, and although that being said, today we're playing a red-black sacrifice list that is actually cutting Anvil in favor of like less artifact-based synergies in the sacrifice deck. Oh, I wish we had Thing in the Ice instead of Shredder. If only we had Thing instead of Shredder. You know what I mean? I don't know. We're gonna bring in these 7 cards. I think that the Time Walk plan is maybe a little less good against Winota than it is against Mono Green. So I do something like cut 2 iterations, at least 1 trespass. Probably want 4 delve spells still. And then we can do something like cut 2 pieces. And maybe 1 iteration, 1 Izzet Charm. He'll play 3 pieces and then cut the second charm. Yeah, Unlucky Witness is one of those cards. I think Unlucky Witness is so good. For what it's worth, not saying it means Thing is better, necessarily noting where preferred one. Yeah. I know. I'm not. Or if we're talking about last match specifically, though, like we won that game with the Shredders as well. Just kind of hard to like exactly identify. Too, like I'm not really sure that we would have actually been able to win that game if we had the mono green match, because like Shredder was able to like we were flooding out really badly, and Shredder was able to like loot a few lands away. I don't know that we would have been able to flip the Thing in the Ice there. Drake a good matchup too. Yeah, you could bring in Drake for sure. So I'm pretty likely to just want to opt on turn 1 and then try to Anger of the Gods away any elves instead of Lightning Axe super aggressively. And I do think it is important to note like when you would or like when it wants, you know, a new card. Spike, do you think Winota is bannable? I would shed 0 tears for a Winota ban, I think. It's obviously dangerous to let them untap with 4 mana. Let me just try to iteration, find a land, leave up Lightning Axe. Cool. I'll take the Shredder. Do you think Jund Midrange Pioneer with Charm and Zator's Envoy? I think that you want to stick to 2 colors for your black base midrange decks in Pioneer. The Charm is also like worse in Pioneer, I think, than it is in Modern because curves are higher. It's definitely not a bad card though. Okay. So kind of like just casting Anger, then holding up the axe. Did Red Black Anvil get any cards from Cap? So it got like a lot of cards from Cap that don't actually work that well with Oni Cult Anvil. You got a lot of cards like Unlucky Witness, Obnixilis, Tenacious Underdog. So yeah, you got a lot of cards. Not all of them work well with Anvil. I'm trying to figure out what build is best, but I have a deck prep that's playing a lot of the new cards. And we're cutting Anvil in favor of like just the less artifact focused synergies. Okay, let me Aether Gust this Rending Volley so I can get a very necessary loot here. And you know they're kind of stumbling on resources. This is, you know, basically time walk against them here. They do put it on top, not super surprising, which I'm also like very okay with. Does the Black Red Sacrifice list play Priest of the Forgotten Gods? Not. I think Priest is like not very good in Pioneer. There's like just so many like ways to be good against a 2 mana 2 toughness creature that doesn't have any ETB value, unfortunately. I do have a big soft spot for that card, but I think that it is not a great option in this format. Okay, so hoping to hit a land here so I can bring back a Phoenix and still keep up. I mean, we should have cruised, actually. Maybe I should have cruised. But we are really ahead here. I don't think that I'm supposed to just, like, tap out of Lightning Axe and all of a sudden be really cold to Chariot or Winota. I'm so ahead here, I can afford to chill. Yeah, the Shroud of Blast version is very good too. This version's also the version I've prepped is playing Meat Hook Massacre, which is, you know, another fine direction to go, I feel. I love how easy delving is in this format. Just, is it a Phoenix? Is it an iteration? No, delve it away. I played some of the Mono Blue Devotion Brew in between rounds of a challenge. I think I was 3-2 with it, the one league we played. Kind of wanted to change some stuff. Okay. Going to game 3. Kind of feeling the sideboard plan. I think you could play the Crackling Drake. It's kind of slow in the draw and not that necessary to the plan overall. Kind of nice that they bring in Rest in Peace, though. But Shredder could also be good against Rest in Peace. Okay, let's keep this on the draw against Winota. They mold a 6 on the play. Do you think Mono Blue is a fad, Spike? Mono Blue Devotion? Mono Blue Devotion and Pioneer is my pet deck. That is not very good, is my feelings on that archetype. Is there like another Mono Blue deck in another format that is seeing play? You can get the Trespass for Drakes. Yeah, I think that might be a good option. I like that suggestion. Although, you know, I do like to have, you know, at least 4 delve spells, but maybe it's not mandatory, right? Alright, graveyard that. Sneezy today, huh? Alright, let's pass back. A-Rock with this 10 months, appreciate ya. Oh, you mean Mono Blue Spirits. I think that deck's fine. It has some rough matchups, but it is really good against like Lotus Field and control decks. Okay, they loot away Llanowar Elves and Brutal Cathar. I'm gonna go ahead and I think Lightning Axe this, discard Shokusan. Not very good value at all, but I don't really think I need to give them the mana. I've got some card advantage in my hand to recoup a little bit. I think, in the Aether Gust anything territory, especially Aether Gust something that makes me like more concerned about Winota. They put the Innkeeper on the bottom of their library, not super surprising. Kind of a tough decision here between Iteration or Shredder. I don't think we want to play both. I think I'll just play the Shredder this turn, and then I'll play my land, and the next turn I'll likely be able to trigger the Shredder off the Iteration. Start smoothing some stuff out. Okay, they do have another Innkeeper, which gains them a lot of life if they can copy with Reflection. Okay, pretty good draw, actually. I think I'm gonna go hand bottom, exile. If I draw 1 mana spell, I have to consider. I've got an extra look because of the Shredder. I get to bring back a Phoenix. That's a pretty good pickup, though. So I could just put a land into my hand. Which is actually kind of fine, since I don't really want to bring back the Phoenix next turn anyways, since I have this Anger of the Gods now. I do kind of have to dodge Winota this turn. They have 2 cards in their hands. Yeah. Well, they tapped Elvish Mystic instead of their treasure, so they get one less trigger. Okay, they're just gonna copy. I'm not sure if I like this line. They get two triggers. If they could just like not find their werewolf, we're gonna be okay. What is this? Thalia, Guard, and the Thraben. Okay, I can anger that away as well. Costs me an extra mana though. Hey, Rock 10 months, Phoenix is back in my life, hell yeah. I bought a playset of foil Phoenixes like 2 years ago, and I haven't put them in a deck yet, or a paper deck. I've played some tournaments where I could have played like the Jeskai Phoenix deck in Modern, but haven't. Okay, looks like we're in very good shape now. Take the only two choices. I guess we'll Axe, discard the Axe, so we can bring back Phoenixes for sure. I was thinking I could Strangle my own Shredder, which I still can do technically, and I can bring back 2 Phoenixes. Or 1 Phoenix? Oh, just 1 Phoenix. No, it's 2, it's 2. That's probably not worth. I'll just attack. Oh yeah, they could have triggered Winota Flare. That was a pretty big mistake. Yeah, maybe I should have kept the Lightning Axe. Okay, well, Cruise means we're probably going to be good, though. I think I'll lead on the Iteration here. The Strangle doesn't kill the Winota, so I think I'll discard that. Hand, bottom, exile, kind of perfects here. Call. Kind of, this is a Bird Tribal, actually. Bird Tribal. See if I find a land. I think Legend Shredder can be playable in Modern Phoenix. I get this question a lot. I think in Modern Phoenix, like being really resilient to removal is like the main strength of that deck, and losing that strength I don't think is worth it. You're also in Modern Phoenix, you're not really like looking for a 2-mana card that you had to untap with to set up for a good turn 3, because you already have Faithful Mending and Salvaging. Like both those cards do that, but they do it better than Shredder does, I think, because they're resilient to removal. Perko with the 3 months, thank you. Yeah, we could also we could maybe just cast those trigger Shredder on opponent's turn. Although I didn't know I had Opt on top of my library. Okay, 4-1 First League, also punted away, match number 2. Just didn't play that well overall, but I think the deck is looking really good. We're just gonna run it back for the second league here. Well, yeah, we'll play Black Red Sack.